Still going strong and celebrating our 25th season. This is Friday Night Sports Extra, brought to you by Subway and Sterling Savings Bank.
Leave your competition in the dust, set the field ablaze. Been the train of thought since those late summer tour days. Clash of the Titans, big plays and hard hits. Lace up your cleats, give 100%. Postseason is close, play hard or go home. The ultimate goal is to play in the Tacoma Dome. December 3rd, make sure you mark your calendar. Concentration the key, don't let the pressure rattle you. Cheerleaders cheer, parents rocking the bleachers. We all know it's the last chance for seniors. Another Friday night, two teams, one fight. And we got the highlight, it's KXLY.
Welcome to week 9 of the Friday Night Sports Extra here on KXLY 4 HD. I'm Derek Dice. Hard to believe, Ben.
Yeah.
It's our second to last show already.
I'll tell you what, though, the weather outside makes it a little bit easier to believe, I'd say, for the first time this season.
And
really
some
chilly
big-time games out
and
there
kind of
too.
wet, that's for sure. Playoff positioning teams battling for that stuff. We've also got, of course, the visitors in Stadium 4, and that's where we find our Keith Oso.
Should be interesting tonight. We don't have a band tonight for the first time, but it's probably going to be plenty loud in here tonight because our guest tonight is the CV Bear Cheerleaders, and they're going to be cheering and doing their thing. Maybe we can get a pyramid out of them. I don't know. We're going to have a lot of fun over here in Stadium 4. But first we start in the GSL and a league title on the line. Dennis?
We were standing on the sidelines tonight, Keith, trying to figure out the last game of the season was for all the marbles. Ferris and Gonzaga Prep meeting tonight, the final starting game of the regular season in the GSL, and the winner would win the GSL championship. Opening kickoff, the Saxons onside. What a brilliant call by Jim Sharkey. No, the kicker slipped. What a brilliant call by Jim Sharkey to have his kicker slip. Saxons recovered, didn't take long. Ben Goodwin to Grant Livingston, 7-0 at that point, Ferris. Tough sledding for Bishop Sankey in the first quarter. Only had 5 rushes, held to under 35 yards in the first 12 minutes of the game. Saxons got the ball back, second possession, did it again. This time the inside counter. Cole Heidinger makes it look easy. 14-0 Saxons. Heidinger had 100 yards rushing in the game. Still in the first quarter, they go inside. The toss to Jordan Tenani, cuts it back inside, 21-0. Ferris up 24-0 before the Bullpups found the end zone. Bishop Sankey with a touchdown pass. Watch the block coming up here. Pow! Great block. Griffin Hare gets it in the end zone. 24-7 Ferris at the half. Third quarter, Sankey finally got on track. His biggest run in the first 36 minutes of the game, a 41-yard run, but they couldn't get any points after that. He does set the single-season career record with 214, but it's Ferris that goes on to win it. Goodwin's second touchdown pass of the game. Saxons win the GSL championship, and we'll try to hear from the Ferris Saxons a little bit later on in the show. What a game and what a lot of fog out there as well. Derek, Ben?
All right, thanks a lot, Dennis. Now, across the border in Coeur d'Alene, the Vikings were hosting their crosstown rivals from Lake City for the top seed of the playoffs and the chance to host next week's game between the same two teams. And even the Vikings mascot was amped up for this one. Chad Chalich fumbles the snap, but watch this. He recovers nicely and fires a perfect strike to Matt Lambert for the touchdown. CDA with an early 7-0 lead over the Timberwolves. The Vikings drive right back into the red zone again. Chalich floats one up, but Jordan Porto comes down with the interception in the back of the end zone. Nice job by keeping the foot in bounds by Porto. But the Vikings offense just keeps coming at you. Chalich rolls out and hits Deion Watson. They rule he just broke the plane of the end zone. CDA wins it 19-13, so they'll host the T-Wolves again next week in the playoffs.
All right, Lewiston at Post Falls. The kids saying hi to Mom. If you're sweet like that, we'll put you on. You got to say hi to Mom. 33-0 Post Falls in the third. We must have got to this game second. Lewiston quarterback Bo Kearns looking to get on the board. He gets picked, though, by Kyle English. However, Lewiston wants the ball back. It's quarterback Matt Lickfull for Post Falls. He gets picked by Kyle May. The Trojans, though, would hold him and get it back. It's like a turnover fest. Then Lickfull across the middle to Jordan Pastoris for the touchdown. Made it 39-0 Post Falls. Lewiston gets on the board. They score 14, but 39-14 the winners for this one. Up at Sandpoint, the Bulldogs get past Moscow 31-28. So they're the 4A district champs, and we'll host Skyview next week. Derek?
All right, Rick Giampietri and the CV Bears in a defensive struggle with LC. It's 3-0 CV in the third quarter when quarterback Gavin DeArmond takes off in the design rollout. The 16-yard gain sets up Austin Rico's second field goal of the contest. to make it 6-0 Bears. Now the Tigers put a nice drive together, but on third down from deep, Branson Schmidt gets his big mitts on Jeff Livingston and takes him down for the sack. That led to a missed field goal. Still 6-0 in the final minutes when DeYarman tucks and runs again. He slides for the first down a la Matt Hasselbeck, allowing CV to run out the clock on a 6-0 win. They'll be at Chihuahua next week.
This is more graceful, though. Rogers and Shadle. Highlanders will get on the board first. Aaron Anderson looking like Whitworth's Adam Anderson here. The nice run, 27 yards. Makes it 6-0 Highlanders. Rogers looking to return the favor. Luke Rogers gets the ball. It's nice when your quarterback has the same name as the school. Gets the ball, he breaks a few tackles. He's brought down inside the 15-yard line. Later that drive, the payoff play for Rogers and Rogers. He dives in the end zone for the touchdown, makes it 7-6. Shadle, though, 35-13 winners. Keith?
Couple of games last night at Joe Alvey Stadium. Mount Spokane wrapped up the playoff top seed for the 3A schools. Chase Nacarado, he's a good high school football player. 71-yard punt return for a touchdown. Carson Blumenthal also threw a pair of touchdown passes, both to Trevor Kissinger. He was so open, he was out of focus on that one. They win at 48-28. They'll be in Kennewick a week from now. U-High's Joey Zettel moved into the top 10 of the GSL single-season rushing march. He went over 1,300 yards against Meade last night, not in a single game for the season. That would be a big record. Zettel and the Titans rally from a 21-7 deficit. They win at 28-21 in overtime for their 5th win of the season. And Dennis, the GSL really wrapping up tonight with Ferris with that big win against Gonzaga.
Yeah, U-High advancing to the playoffs, but Ferris is the top dog winning the championship. We talked to some of the Saxons after that game and asked them what it meant to be a champ.
Man, it feels great. Last year was a big disappointment not getting GSL champs, but it's pretty much it's a great feeling. It's what you work for all season, and that's why you play the games to be GSL champs.
Feels phenomenal. I mean, we've been working all summer, all off season for this, and it was a goal we set at the start of the year, and it just feels great.
High school kid's got a better beard than I do. That's not fair.
I think a lumberjack jumped in there and got an interview. Congratulations to the Saxon. 5 GSL teams going to those crossover games with a chance to get to the playoffs.
Plenty more when we come back, including a lot of rivalry games. We're going to head out and check out that crosstown rivalry between Deer Park and Riverside coming up next.
All right, thanks to the Central Valley cheerleaders for joining us in studio tonight. The Bears a 6-0 win in a defensive struggle over LC.
All right, well, this wasn't a defensive struggle. Riverside and Deer Park. Dennis and I had a yelling match to see who got to call the highlights. He's louder than I am. Stadium 4 and Dennis Patrick, keep those.
I did not. I told Ben he could read these. You know what? In fact, I've got the script. Let's see if Ben can read the highlights. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's just go to Ben right now. He'll do it with no script. No, we don't want to do it that way. Let's just go ahead, Dennis. Why don't you go ahead?
All right, rivalry so tough. Even the ball boys are wearing eye black. Yikes! Heck of a game, third quarter. Josh Davis, a 27-yard pass to Travis Mazzalo. Riverside down 21-19 after the missed 2-point. Deer Park, though, pushed the lead back to 9. Zach Moore gets popped, but stays on his feet. 34 yards, high stepping it down the sidelines. That led to a Stags touchdown. Back come the Rams. Davis, watch this. Nice touch to Jacob Biggs. Back to a 2-point lead. Less than a minute left. Same score. Down 2. Rams trying to pull the comeback. They break out. You know it. The hook and ladder. Look at Chase Flores down the sidelines to the 30-yard line. Riverside, what do they got? Oh, I think they got a little too fancy. Oh, no, it's a fumble. Logan McIsaac falls on it, seals the deal. 28-26. That thriller goes to Deer Park.
Hey, I got a little history here. First ever high school football game in the country on red turf out in Cheney. The Blackhawks over to Justin Ward. Ooh, he gets hit hard, though. That's not good. Adam Konar. The Canadians, they're playing Vancouver Prep. The Canadians came to play. Jeff Tickleman. Tickleman. His name is Tickleman. He goes up top to Rainier Thiel, and that's a touchdown, 14-0 for the Fighting Irish. Later in the half, the offense still not clicking for Cheney. Bissell throws it into the trap. I think we know where we're going with that one. Sean Mays goes into the end zone. Cheney falls in this one, 27-20. But you know what? You've spread a little international goodwill. Pullman wins it at home against the West Valley Eagles, and also in the GNL tonight. Clarkston, actually a non-league game, goes to Medical Lake and gets a big win.
Intermountain action tonight. Bonners Ferry at home beats Priest River, doubling their score. And I think the Timberlake White Tigers had something to prove tonight. A 60-point win over Kellogg. Yowza.
All right, well, what Dennis doesn't know is I type my shot sheets into the prompter, so it would have been just all right. So Colville at Cheerleaders, it was senior night for the Cougars. Unfortunately, though, the celebration would not last long. Their first drive was going well until Derek Smith gets picked by James Price. What did Bob Barker say? The price is wrong? I think that's what happened right there. It wouldn't take long for the Indians to capitalize. Senior Blake Jordahl getting the jersey even dirtier for Mom to go ahead and wash. It's 7-0 Indians, second quarter, same score till quarterback Sawyer Bardell. Sounds like he belongs in a Mark Twain novel. He gets in. Fans, keep your shirts on, guys. It was cold out there. Colville, 34-6 winners.
That's Bardwell, by the way. All right. Down to Rockford, where Freeman's hosting Lakeside. Kind of a tradition to put these fans on TV. Now, Josh Richardson is a former Shining Star, and that means you score touchdowns. Richie also gets a 2-point conversion to make it 8-6 Dogs. They like that better than Scotty's. But the Eagles answer with Jimmy Day, who nudges his fullback out of the way, breaks it outside, and Jimmy Day has some daylight. He scored from 30 yards out earlier in the game. How about a 70-yard touchdown? Lakeside back in front, 12-8. Freeman now with 3 cracks to the end zone just before the half, but Wyatt Smith's pass is tipped by Day, and it ends in a 12-8 win for the Eagles. Up in Newport, it was the Grizzlies all over those Springdale Chargers by a count of 33-14. Let's send it back over to Stadium 4 with Keith and Dennis.
First time for Friday Night Sports Extra this year, no band. Where's your band?
I think they're down in Eugene doing what bears do, bringing home a sweepstakes.
Doing what bears do, really? That's
Yeah.
what we're going to go with? I got a question for you. Why don't we ever see pyramids anymore out of cheerleaders?
We didn't do them tonight because it was raining, but we still do them.
It's not raining in here. Do we get a pyramid going a little later? We're going to get a pyramid going a little bit later. We got a lot more going on Friday Night Sports Extra. When we come back, including we're going to check in with the Colfax Bulldogs, see if they can stay unbeaten here on Friday Night Sports Extra.
This is Friday Night Sports Extra, brought to you by Subway and Sterling Savings Bank.
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. We've done a lot of wild things in 25 years, but first tonight, let's go to Keith Osa, who has that. Keith?
I got to learn to keep my mouth shut. This isn't good. We got a girl-amid, I guess, even though I'm in it, but a pyramid going. I got to learn to shut up. Thank you, CV. Let's go to Colfax tonight. They're taking on Kettle Falls, the pink socks for breast cancer awareness. Good job for Kettle Falls. Colfax, though, Alex Teedy in his 6th year of high school eligibility going up top. Nice pass to Damon Buck into the end zone, 14-0. Colfax, Kettle Falls having a hard time holding on to the football. John Miller is there on the recovery for Colfax off the fumble. But Colfax in the giving mood as well, not playing their sharpest first quarter of the season. Teedy on the run around the left side, but he loses the ball. Jesse Dotson is there for Kettle Falls. But Colfax stays undefeated, winning impressively at home, 49-13. Dennis?
It was homecoming tonight for the Go-Go-Gorillas. Hopefully it was the date goes better than the game did tonight. Micah Brown and Lynn Ritzville sends Sprague using 2 hands for the safety. No way he's going to fumble that football at 16-8. Then his quarterback Jake Eichner, the option. Now he calls his own number, 23-8. Nice lower to the shoulder of the goal line. Third quarter, more Broncos. Brown running wild through a mess of Gorillas. Nobody can bring him down. Lynn Ritzville, Sprague improves to 6-2 on the season. A 30-point winner in that one. Also tonight, Reardon goes on the road and comes up with a big win at Liberty.
Hey, how about a 5-town 2-team game? Nighthawks of Tico Oakdale Rosalia trying to upset unbeaten Waitsburg Prescott. Tico Oakdale down 7 1/3. They punch it in. Scott Eberly with a 1-yard touchdown, but the extra point is blocked, so it's still a 1-point game. Cardinals turn on defense. Guillermo Hernandez with a big hit on defense for the Cardinals. But you know what? In the fourth quarter, Tico Oakdale gets it back. They're looking for the win. Eberly up to Hernandez, who's dressed as Admiral Akbar, because it's a trap. Not quite as fun today, but a nice return for Waitsburg Prescott. However, they turn it back over with 1:30 to go. 4th and 1 on the Cardinal 30. Tico Oakdale Rosalia. Oh no, nowhere to go. Trey Brannick slams the door for the Cardinals. They stay undefeated, 14-13 on the road against the Nighthawks. Also tonight is Soton and Dayton, as Soton Panthers with the win on the road, and DeSales and Tri-Cities Prep a 2-point win over the Jaguars.
All right, now for some 8-man action. We start in Welpinett, where the Red Sox were hosting the top-ranked 1B team in the state in the Cusick Panthers. This little one saying, come follow me to the football game. Sounds like a good idea. And Cusick was putting on a clinic early. Louis Bluff wears number 75, but doesn't run like a lineman. 235-pound senior, a 10-yard touchdown. More Panthers. Tyler Edwards with all kinds of time. Fires over the middle to Ryan Sample, who says, sample this, with a hesitation stiff arm on his way to a 25-yard score. So it's 16-0 Cusick. And there's more where that came from. Edwards with all day again. He can't find anybody, so he takes matters into his own hands and scores despite never shifting out of third gear. Cusick is really, really good. They win it 68-16.
All right, Derek, our last ferry ride of the season. Senior day in Inchelium with Selkirk in town. Trevor Anderson, this guy's listed as a guard for the T-Wolves, toting the ball like the dude from Waterboy. The Rangers didn't have Bobby Boucher to stop him. It's 8-0. They had her, though. She was happy. Then an 8-man. The quarterback is no sissy. Tyler Zachary on the punt return, fighting to get in the end zone. He's out at the 1, but the T-Wolves would punch it in moments later. Then back to Anderson, running like a big choo-choo train. Gets in again. The big fella, 6'2", 210 pounds. Call Inch doubles up. Selkirk, 44-22.
My son would like you for saying choo-choo. Republic at Wilbur Crescent, the Wildcats scored their first 4 touchdowns on special teams, and then the offense gets going as well. Number 52, Barney Ferguson, listed as a lineman, but he's trying to prove his coach. He's been playing out of position. Dub C up big. Then how about this for a quarterback sneak? Preston Hooper bowls over a linebacker and takes it in from 10 yards out for Republic, but this one was all Wildcats. Zachary Hill finds some space. He's going to make a nice cutback and take it in for a 41-yard touchdown. Wilbur Crescent improves to 6-3 on the season with a 53-8 win over Republic. How about ACH in Mansfield? Boy, those Warriors just keep rolling. 53-8, Ben.
A couple other scores for Easthorpe and Odessa Harrington. The Titans, the big win, 70-24. Northport and Curlew, 55-26 winners over the Mustangs.
How about Southeast 1B action? SJE, the Eagles, a 12-point win over Colton. Moving on, it was Garfield Palouse all over Sunnyside Christian, 52-6. Next one for you, Touchy goes to Pomeroy and pulls out a 6-point win on the road. And Liberty Christian blanking the Tiger Cats of Lackwash, 48-0, guys.
Over the border, the North Star League, Wallace with a big win at home over the Lakeside Knights. And how'd the Wampus Cats do? Well, not so good, but it's always fun to say Wampus Cats. Kootenai with the win on the road.
Also the White Pine League, and don't forget this is the last weekend of the regular season in Idaho. Troy with a win over Prairie tonight, and Genesee was at Clear. Oh, no.
Oh, be better than that.
Tonight. Good luck if you're headed to the playoffs. If not, try to get those scores in next year.
All right, still plenty to come here on Friday Night Sports Extra, including one of the favorites, the plays of the night.
And more with the CV cheerleaders. Stick around. We'll be back with more right after this.
Go Bears! Blue, go White Bears! Let's fight! Go Blue, go White Bears!
All right, welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Extra, the moment you've been waiting for, our plays of the night. Without further ado, Ben, take it away.
Let's go play number 3. It's Lakeside and Freeman. Lakeside's Jimmy Day. That's a pretty tight name. 70-yard touchdown run right here, coming right into your living room and then right out of it into the end zone. That proved to be the game winner as Lakeside wins 12-8 over Freeman.
Take it to Coeur d'Alene. How about Chad Childish? They're going to put this in the playbook. Drop the snap, then roll out and find Matt Lambert. The touchdown pass. Sweet catch, sweeter throw. Coeur d'Alene wins the regular season title. Same 2-play next week in the opening round of the playoffs.
How about a little trickeration for play number 1? Riverside Rams breaking out the hook and ladder. Kit Major dumps up to Chase Flores. He's off to the Stags 30. That's our play of the night.
College action tomorrow. Washington State at Arizona State. It's not on TV, so be sure to listen either on News Radio 920 or online at ESPNNorthwest.com. The Huskies will host number 13 Stanford. That a 4 o'clock kick in Seattle.
Idaho Vandals make the trip to Hawaii. That's an 8:30 kick our time, 5:30 Hawaiian in case you're going over there. Eastern's on the road at Portland State. That one also a late kick. You can listen to it on 700 ESPN. And the Whitworth makes its return to the Pine Bowl. Important conference clash against Willamette.
Also, the Spokane Chiefs kicked off their 6-game Eastern road swing with a 3-2 loss at Moose Jaw. We've got one more Friday Night Sports Extra coming up next week. Let's close you out with the CV Cheerleaders. Have a great weekend, everyone.